All right, Maddie, welcome back to the Ask Maddie Show. Maddie, how are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. XRP is up over 20% today, so I'm having a phenomenal day.
Guys, of course, we got Matthew Brienen here. I'm Gavin Louther. We come to you on behalf of CryptoCharge. We have a platform, cryptocharge.com, that you can look at, that you can learn more about crypto. Become a member. Click the link in the pinned comment below. You're going to want to do that. Our resident Bitcoin maxi here, Maddie, has been doing a lot of trades. He did an oil short. Maddie, how many days did that last for?
So we were in that oil trade actually for several months, and that's really kind of one of the aspects of swing trading a lot of people aren't prepared for is the length sometimes of the trades, but that trade, it paid out very, very well, and it was worth holding on to all the way to our targets.
Yes, and you also had a render one that was recently successful. That was a good one. So Maddie has been walking the team through all these different trades. He's been taking the charge on this. Maddie, can you show us a few of these trades that you've been successful in, and potentially, I know we're doing an XRP video, by the way, today, but we're going to start with, I know you have a Bitcoin short idea, but walk us through some of the things that you've been doing, some of the trades that you've been successful in.
Sure. So one of the most recent trades that we were in for a little over 20 days, so under a month here, was this render trade. So something we observed here on this particular chart, this is an asset that we like from a fundamental perspective, but that doesn't mean that we can't capitalize on market volatility and also make money when the market is going down, or if we think that there's a technical play to be had. So, you know, render had this really big parabolic run in 2021, came back down for deep accumulation pretty much all of last year, but then we got this huge run up at the top of the year. Render actually outperformed Bitcoin from the top of the year, up over 450%. But what I was noticing as Render was coming up into the zone, I said to myself, all right, and in our CryptoCharge members said, look at this area that we're coming into here. Look at the heavy resistance we're about to encounter up here. I think we might be able to capitalize on a short position. And if you guys aren't familiar, that means making money when the market goes down. You're betting that the market will go down. And using something like KuCoin or BitGet, in this instance, we had to use KuCoin. You're able to use leverage as well. So use more money than you actually have in your account. So when we saw the initial pop up here towards this, $2.20 mark, we didn't get short immediately. We wanted to see confirmation. So what we did is we actually grabbed a Fibonacci tool here. We went swing high, swing low. We went to enter off of this 702 Fibonacci retracement up here. So that was around $1.92. And I told the team, hey, let's set it up like this. We grabbed our short position tool. Let's enter off the 702 here, but let's put our stop loss just above the local high up here so that if price does decide to come in for a double top, that we still are in the trade and we didn't get taken out. So price comes up, as you can see, comes in for that perfect double top. Our stop loss does not get hit. And I said, let's take our profit around 90 cents. And there's a couple reasons for that. The first reason was, if you guys look here, we highlight a little bit of support in here. You guys can see the previous resistance that was in here. We had the resistance here from November 8, as well as kind of a little bit of resistance here from May, as well as this 50-week moving average. So this is an aggregated price of what's happened over the last 50 days. So we have two areas of confluence suggesting this would be a good area to take profit. And that was the reason we took a good entry here. You guys can see that price came down to 89.9 cents. And then reversed perfectly from there. So that's how the render trade played out. Sometimes they're quick, sometimes they go right to your target, and I love it when they play out this way.
TA's BS, right, Maddie?
That's some stuff you see on Twitter of people not fully understanding what technical analysis is, or they talk to people who use a million indicators and they try to make it seem more complicated than it is. But really, you just need a few tools and an understanding of how TA works, and you can really capitalize on this. We also did an oil short, and this one was a really long trade. And a lot of people in our group didn't necessarily enjoy the length of this trade, so they didn't stay in this trade as long as I did, but a good portion of our members decided to ride this all the way out, and they reaped the biggest reward. So I looked for a very similar setup here for the oil chart. Go ahead and just remove this off of here. We'll go ahead and take off these moving averages. What I noticed here, as we were getting into this parabolic top, and I'm sure you guys remember when you guys went to pump gas back here in March of last year, you guys were seeing $5.50 here in California. I know some of you guys up toward or down towards San Diego are paying over $6 per gallon. So obviously we were all feeling this, as a collective. But when I saw this big blow off top and I saw this huge parabolic move up, I said, I think that might be the top of oil. So what did I do? I did just like we did with render. I went swing high, I went swing low here. And I said, all right, I'm going to go ahead and enter off of the 702 up here. So what did I do? Just like previously, I went grab my short position tool. I put my stop just above that local high up there. But I saw the much bigger reward here if I was going to catch the top of the oil chart. So what we did is we obviously looked for a little bit of support, which is all the way down here, right? There's all the support down in here. Looking historically left, right, there's even more support down in this area, as well as the 200-week moving average. So this is the aggregated price over 200 weeks. So from entry, right, we waited for price to come back up to our area. We got short up in this area here around the 702. Price moved a little bit against us initially, but total, this was a 44% move in our direction. Now, how long did this take? This took quite some time, right? If we were to go ahead and just measure this out, go from this 702 over here, the initial tap on the 702, all the way down. This was a 282-day trade. So basically 2/3 of the year we were in this trade. But, you know, it's nice to have position trades like this that just kind of run in the background. You don't have to think about them too much, especially when you score a good entry. And you have trades like Render that play out in less than a month and you earn a reward very nicely.
Obviously, you're no slouch, Matty. All right, let's show what the people what they want to see. I know we're about to get into some XRP content, but show them this potential Bitcoin short. Matt hasn't hopped into it, but he has set the parameters. Matty, can you walk us through some of the parameters for that trade?
Sure. So we're actually going to be going Bitcoin long in this particular scenario. No worries. So we're going to be going Bitcoin long, and I'm going to show you a couple reasons why we're doing that. So initially, our previous trade to this was actually a trade we got stopped out on, but that's fine. And that's the reason we use stop losses. We need to use risk management. If you guys are not using a stop loss when you are leverage trading, you are putting your entire account at risk. And that is not how traders operate. We operate by calculating and mitigating our risk very intentionally, meaning you're risking only 1% to 3% of your portfolio. So when you do take a loss, it's calculated, it's controlled, and you can move on and still be profitable over long periods of time. So the reason we went short initially prior to, the most recent candle is you guys can see here that we had some serious resistance. So we had, this initial candle over here that came down and found support. We found some resistance over here. We also had an inability to break over here. And then we also got rejected from this other daily candle off the 200 week as well as that there. So we went short here because we were having trouble breaking over resistance. We put our stop loss just above the local high. That got taken out. And that's fine with me because now what I have in this particular situation is confidence that we now have a bigger retracement that's incoming for Bitcoin. We have flipped very key levels. We've also flipped very key moving averages. So we're basically going to be setting up our Bitcoin long something like this. You guys can catch all of the exact parameters as well as updates at cryptocharge.com. We have a weekly play section there. We give you guys the entries, exits, multiple take profit targets, as well as a description, charts, and then if there's any updates, we also update there, as well as our Discord community. So I'd grab my long position tool here. What we're looking for is a retest of the broken resistance level. So we just talked about how this was like a big ceiling. We've busted through the ceiling. So what do we need to see for this uptrend to continue? We now have that we've busted through the ceiling, need to use the ceiling as a new floor of support. We want to start seeing bouncing on it as if we were bouncing on a trampoline. So I want to enter off of that broken level. That's going to be around 25,100, 25,250. That's kind of the area of interest there. What we want to do is we want to bring our stop loss just below that local area there. We don't want to have it too loose to where, we're reducing our risk to reward ratio so low. We also want to have it so tight that we don't give any breathing room to the trade. And what we want to do here is we're going to take a multi-step profit, but of course we can look for areas of resistance up higher. So we've got this area up here around 31.2. We've got also this area below here where basically price is currently, but again, we're looking for that retest first. And of course we have much higher prices, but we want to take this level by level because we're going to be swing trading this. We want to capitalize on each leg up. So what we do here is we basically tighten this up here to put our take profit around 32K, stop loss around 23.5, give or take. We have the exact parameters again, like I said on our website. And the most important thing here is the risk to reward ratio. So with a setup like this, we're first of all trading with the trend, looking for more upside, continuation to the upside. But the risk to reward ratio being over 3 means that for every dollar we're risking, we're looking to make $3.66. So that also plays into the risk management part of it, allows us to lose multiple trades in a row, risking only 1% of our account. It only takes a couple winning trades, not only to break even, but to put us in profit. So this is how we're handling Bitcoin as of now.
I'm really excited for that trade, Matty. I'm really excited to see how that plays out. But now let's get into what we came here to talk about. I'm really excited for the show. I believe it's going to be one of our longest shows, but I do think a lot of the topics we're going to get into is very valid. We're going to be going from everything beginner questions with XRP to, some more detailed questions with XRP. Matty, are you ready?
Let's get into it.
Dylan Moss 613. How do you buy XRP? Can't buy it on Robinhood or Coinbase.
Correct, Dylan. You cannot buy XRP either of those places, and I would highly advise against using Robinhood as a whole. They're not a full-service brokerage. Please opt in for Coinbase as your main exchange if you're going to use one of these two. Now, buying XRP in the US is actually not as complicated as you might think. One of the best exchanges that I've been using since 2018 that you can buy directly using a bank account is going to be Uphold, and I do have a referral for that in my bio on Instagram. You guys can check that out. You guys get $25 of Bitcoin if you spend $100 or more on the exchange. So that's just a nice incentive there. The other way that you can buy XRP is KuCoin. That's my favorite offshore exchange. Now, if you want to buy it through KuCoin, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to buy something like a stable coin or XLM over on Coinbase, send that over to KuCoin, and then you can swap it over for XRP. But Uphold's going to be your best direct bank account to XRP, and then also be able to take it to cold storage if you want.
Awesome, Maddie. I hope that helps people out because a lot of US-based crypto people that want to get into crypto or specifically XRP have this question a lot. It pops up all the time. And so it was very good just to address this here so we don't have to keep, I'm tired of seeing the comments, and it sucks because I know people want to get into XRP when you talk about it, Matt. But this is where you can buy it. KuCoin and Uphold, right, Maddie?
Absolutely.
All right, let's move along here. Lonnie Yalera? Nice. What's a good amount to start with? No financial advice, just looking for your opinion. Thank you for making this video. What's a good amount to start with XRP-wise, Maddie?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for checking out our content. I'm glad it's helpful for you because that really is the main goal of everything we do here is for people to walk away feeling more educated, more empowered, and more just overall confident about not only their investing journey, but as well as overall their confidence in the crypto education as a whole. What is a good amount to start with? It's the amount that you're comfortable with. And I mean that from like a financial standpoint. So I've talked about this many times, but step one's looking at your budget. And I mean genuinely evaluating your budget, not taking a look quickly at your bank account statements from the last couple of weeks. Take a look at your bank account over the last even like 3 or 4 months. See what you're spending money on that you absolutely need to, like, food, rent, gas, those things, right? But then also take a look at your budget, like your entertainment budget, discretionary spending, things that are not absolute necessities, and see if there's any cuts that you could be made in there. Once you have an investing budget, meaning this is not money you're taking away from, your emergency savings, you're not taking it away from your necessities, and you've defined what that budget is, that is the budget that you should be contributing every week, every 2 weeks, every month, whatever your pay schedule happens to be, or whatever your money situation happens to be. You should start with that. So if that means starting with $20 or $25 a month and that's all you can afford, start there, because it's better to be consistent with an amount that you can genuinely afford without putting your other financial obligations at risk than to overextend yourself. So if that number ends up being a lot more, great, go for it. But you want a dollar cost average in, with an amount that's comfortable for you in your budget without straining yourself.
Great answer, Maddie. So no, guys, it's not 50 XRP, it's not 100 XRP, it's not 1,000 XRP. I was originally shooting for 10,000, then it went up to 20,000, and now it keeps on going up. As you move along, as you keep investing in crypto. But there is no one size fits all, right, Maddie?
Correct.
All right. Ligma, I agree with you because you'll get a lot more gain out of your money. However, Ethereum and Bitcoin are safe in this vile market we in.
Okay, so, I think that this particular statement more goes towards people's idea of like clarity as well as volatility. So when we talk about clarity, right, like, is this asset safe from an SEC lawsuit, right? And with Bitcoin, I think people feel pretty comfortable because, Satoshi Nakamoto is anonymous and there's not really anyone to go after, and it's kind of difficult to shut down that network, right? So I think people consider Bitcoin like the guaranteed safe gains, as well as it can be first mover advantage. It leads the market, right? That's where people get that Bitcoin being safe money. But Ethereum, on the other hand, is not necessarily in that exact same safe spot, because we did see most recently in a KuCoin lawsuit that Ethereum was named as potentially an unregistered security. They did ICO, meaning they offered an initial coin offering prior to the Ethereum blockchain being fully built out. So they do have actually a lesser fundamental case for being a non-security than something like XRP does right now. So, again, Bitcoin is very, very volatile. We saw minus 70%, Ethereum minus 70, 80%. XRP minus 80, 90%. If we're going to be, what's slightly less volatile, I guess you could go with Bitcoin or ETH, but the crypto market moves as a whole. We're going to see huge drawdowns when we're in the bear market. But when it comes to outperforming, altcoins will outperform Bitcoin and ETH over the long term because there is a lot less market cap required to get them there.
Phil Hammer, XRP lower price today than it was in 2017. Clowns. Now he called both of us clowns in the video. So Matt, I'm just gonna let you do your thing.
So yeah, perfect. Well, I'm glad that today is the day we get to review this content because the 2017 all-time high was 39 cents. Price is currently at 45 cents. So we're currently above the 2017 high. But I think that people like pinpoint one particular price during the year and they're like, well, if it hasn't exceeded this price today from when I bought, then this is the situation, this is the gain or the loss that we've had here. But if you look at even from the 2017 high, right? If we look at 2017 high,
let me pull you up, Maddie.
2017 high to the 2021 high, which did not make a new all-time high, you still saw a 400% gain in XRP price. So a 4x from the 2017 high. If you look at the 2018 high, of course, that's $3.33. We didn't exceed that price. And again, looking at the low here from 2020, which obviously dipped below the 2017 high, from the 2020 low to the 2021 high, you actually had a 16x that came out of XRP, and that's without making a new all-time high. So your personal entry does not dictate whether an asset has done well. It doesn't dictate whether it's going to do well in the future. And a lot of people are also just looking at such tiny micro time frames. You need to be looking at charts in weeks and months, not looking at hourly and 4-hour charts. Most of you guys are not traders, so stop trading like you are.
Surface Pro painters? Anyone else getting tired of these naysayers mentioning market cap? Let's go XRP. What's this whole deal with market cap, Maddie? Everyone wants to throw out, market cap. XRP can't get to 10K because of market cap. Why?
So first of all, market cap is kind of a social construct. Assets are worth whatever people think that they're worth, and money can pour in from all different sectors. The other thing to consider with market cap is that it's kind of based on what people think is the total amount of money supply that's out there right now, which we know is going to continuously grow over the next several years as the Fed continues to print more money, as we make credit cheaper and cheaper, as we eventually get into the rate cut environment. And of course, risk on assets like stocks and cryptocurrencies are really going to love that. Think about what some of these altcoins have done in a short period of time. People look at how much money is in the crypto market right now and they think that's how much capital is available for all of cryptocurrency. And that's where they're wrong. Money can pour in temporarily from plenty of other investment vehicles. They can pour in from bonds. They can pour in from the stock market. They can pour in from institutions. They can pour in from new money being printed by the Fed, right? From stimulus, from people feeling confident in the markets. There's so many places that money can pour in from. Even the FX markets, the foreign exchange markets, can temporarily pour into crypto and pour back out. When you look at what XRP did, even in the 2017-2018 cycle, it outperformed Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it did that by temporarily siphoning volume from Bitcoin and ETH to make that blow off top and then pull back. So does that mean that these prices sustain at that peak market cap forever? No, of course not. But money can be siphoned temporarily from many other sectors. Prices can reach significantly higher. Price is a social construct. It's what we're willing to pay for it.
Great breakdown, Maddie. From America to Japan, what people are you talking about saying the banks would pay for your XRP? I heard people talk about it. It could happen that banks leverage out your XRP for passive income, but they didn't say it will happen. It was said it's a possibility. Maddie, any thoughts here?
Yeah, so this goes back to the XRP buyback or the, hey, we'll let you stake your XRP with our institution and pay you a very generous double-digit yield on that. But I want you guys to just think about this. Fiat right now is the most valuable asset in the legacy banking system, right? Your dollars are worth everything to banks. They need your deposits in order to lend that money out so that they can make money. What does the average rate your bank makes on your money? It's roughly 8%. They make 8% on the money that you deposit. They only have to keep 1/10 to 1/12 of that money in there, and they can lend the rest of it out at roughly 8%. What are most banks paying right now? 0.01%. And fiat's the most valuable asset in the entire world in the legacy banking system. So why do you guys think that they would pay you the lion's share of the interest that they would earn on XRP when they're not even currently doing that now with fiat? And I know a lot of people are like, you're thinking right now in the current legacy system and everything's going to change in the future. Of course, we're going to see more tokenized assets, but everybody needs a stable asset to measure against, right? So whether that's Fed coin or USDC or whatever we're actually going to measure it in, there's always going to have to be a counterpart to XRP. XRP does not equal money. XRP does not equal the dollar. It is simply an ability to bridge currencies back and forth across the world. The other thing that people forget about XRP is that it settles so fast, right? In under 5 seconds, XRP has been settled. A little bit of XRP has been burnt as a drop for gas fees. And guess what? That XRP is technically available again, right? Ready for transactions. So, everyone has this concept that the banks need your XRP today and they need globs of it in order to transact. That's not true. They can buy it from exchanges. They can buy it from Ripple as a wholesale partner. They can access the ODL, the on-demand liquidity corridors through Ripple. They don't need to hold billions of XRP in order to transact.
You're going off, Matty. You're killing it. But we're to the last question here, team. Drew Money, XRP's long-term chart looks terrible. Matty, final question here. Do you want to take it to the charts here for this one?
I do, but first, Drew, I think that you need to be changing your name to Drew Hates Money because you do not see the long-term picture here for XRP. This goes back to what I just previously talked about, looking at charts in weeks and months and not looking at it in hours and days, right? Because if you're talking about a long-term chart, I'm assuming you're talking about the entire price history of XRP because that's the long-term chart. And if you are talking about that, what have we seen? Up, sideways, up, sideways. Let's go ahead and take a look at it here. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and just remove these moving averages off here. Obviously getting a very nice pump today on XRP. XRP is currently up 20%. It was up a little over 22% at one point today. But let's go ahead and take this out to like a 2-week chart, a long-term chart. And go ahead and zoom out a bit here. So if we're looking at this left to right, and if I were to ask your 5-year-old niece or nephew, which way is the chart going left to right? What would they say? They would tell you the chart's going up, and everybody wants to overcomplicate it and tell you that they see a zippity-doo-dah pattern, and that's why it's going to go to zero. And XRP is a security, so it's going to zero, so the long-term chart looks bad. But first of all, I think if we were to remove the psychological barrier from most people, that if XRP or Ripple was not in a lawsuit right now, and the status of XRP as a digital asset wasn't up for debate whether it was a security or not, we would already be in a different conversation right now because people's pessimism because of the case has absolutely crushed their willingness to be invested in this asset. But if you look at, for example, even back here in 2014, right? If you look back here, and we said none of this price action on the right had happened yet, right? We hadn't gotten that huge blow off top, and this was all the XRP price action that you knew, right? You would see this initial hype back here in 2013. You see this nice 10x pump here from the lows, from a fraction of a penny to roughly 5 or 6 pennies up here, right? Then you see a huge crash. What does that crash do? It actually takes out the lows. It takes out the low over here from August. Lots and lots of pessimism, right? What happens after that? You actually get a retracement. If you look at the Fibonacci range here, you actually get a 38.2% retracement and then back down. And what would people say about this chart after they saw this, after they saw a new high, and from that new high, nothing happens for almost 1,200 days? I would say that most people would say this chart looks crappy. The long-term chart for XRP looks terrible. But once you get this huge explosive move, right, you get this whopping giant move. The total double peak from this, let's just call it from the median here, let's not even call it from this tiny low over here, was a 61,000% pump. That is no slouch of a pump. After that, what happens? You get a crash. You come back in for a retracement. Crashes back down again. So what are we waiting for? We're waiting for the exact same setup as before. So when we're looking at uptrends, you're looking for a series of higher highs and higher lows. So what does that mean? It means that price doesn't go up in a straight line. Even assets that you really like, Apple, Microsoft, AMD, Nvidia, none of those charts go up in a straight line. They move in market cycles. They are not exempt from market cycles. So what do we see here? We actually are making higher highs and higher lows. We are well above the 2013 high. We're trading deeply above the 2013 high. If we were to measure 2013 high to current market price at roughly 45 cents, we are trading 650% above the 2013 high. Now we're only trading a little bit above the 2017 high right now. But again, looking at this in weeks, looking at this in months, overall, we have an identical setup that we had from 2013 through 2017 that has been brewing since 2018 to current to 2022. So, everybody can sit on the sidelines and chirp about how XRP chart doesn't look good, even though they know nothing about technical analysis, that their time horizon is so short that if I put money in and money doesn't come back to me at the profit I'm looking for within a month or two, that it's no good and that the chart sucks and that the coin is no good. then this probably isn't for you. The crypto market's probably not for you. You should probably just park your money in a mutual fund or a bond and just be good with that. But if you want to see life-changing gains and you want to see a $13, $26, or even a $50 XRP in the future, you have to look at charts like this. You need to look at them long-term, macro, and understand how real uptrends are formed.
Great breakdown, Matty. You were throwing a bunch of XRP facts there, and I like how we started the show with going over those tradings or the swing trades you've been doing. Jeez,
Right.
I blanked there. The swing trades you've been doing, weeks to month type trades. But now we're looking at XRP from a longer time frame than that. And if I had to bet my money, Matt, I think you're going to be right. You've been right so many times since I've known you. And whether it's swing trading, whether it's assets, our accumulation strategy going into this bear market, I'm super excited for the next bull run. And I'm super for everyone that's going to be along with us. Maddie, do you have anything to leave the team with?
Well, first of all, it's not too late to still have an accumulation strategy. I know that we're seeing a lot of great movement with Bitcoin, a lot of great movement with these altcoins right now. We're definitely looking for a retracement, meaning that we're probably looking for some nice appreciation through the end of this year, not necessarily a new all-time high, but that's opportunity for you to grow your overall asset bag, as well as looking forward to 2024. We have the Bitcoin halving at the top of 2024 that generally marks the start of kind of that parabola that we see that happens in bull markets. So if you guys want help, if you guys want us to guide you on the coins that we're taking care of, the ones we're analyzing, how we're managing these swing trades, how we're managing these short-term bags and taking our long-term bags and making them bigger without adding additional fiat capital, check us out at cryptocharge.com. It's a 2-week free trial. You guys don't even have to pop in a credit card. Want to make sure that you guys are actually able to experience it totally free. We've got the Discord community in there where you guys can ask questions. We do 5 live shows a week, 5 morning updates a week. So you guys get a 4-minute look at the charts first thing in the morning. So you guys know with everything that's going on with the Dow Jones, metals, oil, dollar, crypto, you guys will be more educated than all of your friends and family. Sound like an absolute genius. Of course, we have the coin library. We give you guys all of the exits and entries for everything that we're looking at. And of course, that weekly play section. So you guys make money on trades, whether the market's going up or down. So please check us out, cryptocharge.com.
Words of wisdom, Maddie. All right, team, we're done here. Catch you guys next time.